All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to chapter 4, where we're going to talk about the skin and body membranes. The skin, in this case, is going to be called the integumentary system. All right. The first lecture will be all about membranes. Now, membranes are sheet-like structures found throughout the body that perform specific functions. Here you can see they cover body surfaces, line body cavities, form these protective sheets around different organs. There are a couple of different types. There's epithelial membranes and connective tissue membranes. Epithelial membrane possess a layer of epithelial tissue and a bottom layer of a specialized connective tissue. It depends on what type it is. Our first one is the cutaneous membrane. The cutaneous membrane is a dry membrane. It actually equals your skin. It has a superficial epidermis, which is composed of keratinized, stratified, squamous epithelium. Now, all those words you know except for keratinized. Keratin is a protein that gives the skin basically its strength. Now, the underlying dermis on this particular membrane is mostly dense connective tissue. Next up, we have the mucous membranes. Now, the mucous membrane line tubes exposed to the external environment. Here, it depends on the surface epithelium, depends on the site of where the particular mucous membrane is, while the underlying loose connective tissue is underneath. That's the connective tissue that we find underneath these type of membranes. Again, these are lining all body cavities that are open to the exterior body surface. And of course, they're producing mucus. Last but not least, we have the serous membrane. The serous membrane is a double-layered membrane that lines body cavities. And in between those double layers is a serous fluid. Now we have a particular layer which is called the visceral layer, which covers the organ surface, and the parietal, which lines the body cavity. And the space in between is filled with fluid. Now there are 3 types of specific serous membranes. There's the peritoneum, which is around the abdominal cavity, the pleura, which is around the lungs, and the pericardium, which is around the heart. The connective tissue membrane is called synovial membrane. It's the only connective tissue that we have that is a membrane. It lines fibers, capsules surrounding joints, and it secretes a lubricating fluid. So what do we need to know from this lecture? The key points are: what are the 3 types of epithelial membranes? Where are they found? What are the 3 types of serous membranes, and where are they found? And what is the connective tissue membrane? That's all for lecture number 1. See ya!